Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Smriti Ahuja and today's video will help you create a proofreading checklist of items to be edited and revised under various subheads of your research manuscript. Let's first understand why creating a proofreading checklist is beneficial for researchers and scholars. Generally, proofreading requires editing and reviewing your text under various subheads. A checklist will help you systematically organize your reviewing process under heads like formatting, grammatical errors, vocabulary and word choice, and sentence framing and structure. Also, a checklist of items will help you easily identify two kinds of errors. First is English language related errors, and secondly, it will help you to rectify non-text or formatting and indenting errors. Thirdly, a well-read, a well-edited and revised manuscript will increase the chances of your acceptance of your manuscript for publication and presentation purposes. Also, it will speed up the process of submission to your research guide as all the errors have been rectified and edited. Next, creating a checklist will help you save time which you spend trying to remember which sections of proofreading you have covered and which ones are pending. So a handy checklist of proofreading items will help you to quickly revise and review under various subheads, and it will definitely save your time and brain power. Next, and most importantly, it is scientifically proven that whenever you finish a task and strike it off your checklist, or a tick mark will give you an endorphin rush, means it gives you a sense of satisfaction. This feeling helps you keep positive and focused in your research journey. Proofreading items in a checklist are generally divided into two parts, generic contents and specific contents. Generic contents relate to the overall layout of the manuscript, the grammatical errors relating to English language, formatting and indenting details, fact-checking for statistics and figures and mathematical calculations you have mentioned, and referencing. Specific contents would relate to various subheads of a research manuscript, like starting from title, abstract, introduction of your paper, literature review, research methodology section, followed by results, discussion, conclusion, limitations and future scope of research, and specific content of referencing will check the cited material and the correctness and for the plagiarism. Now let's check out the proofreading checklist for generic contents. The first one is layout, which checks for heading and subheadings, consistency in the overall style guide that you have followed, APA or Chicago manual, checking for language in footnotes and endnotes. Formatting will check for indenting of your paragraph headings, correct and chronological numbering of your sections, proofreading your tables for their captions and titles, and matching all the subsections and headings with the final table of contents. Thirdly, it will check for grammar, for punctuation mistakes, spelling errors, sentence corrections for paraphrasing, eliminating homophones, which are the words having same pronunciation but different meaning and spellings, checking for double words and eliminating them, and checking for the formal tone of the manuscript. Referencing under general contents will check for consistency in the style guide that you have followed, correctly verifying the names and dates and sources of your in-text references, correctly numbering the referencing in case of endnotes, no extra citations and sources are mentioned. Fact-checking will check for your statistical and mathematical calculations, verifying quotations with the sources that you have mentioned to avoid any plagiarism cases, removing the citations which are no longer in use or are irrelevant or they had been eliminated at the time of proofreading, and formatting and capitalization as per the style guide manual that you have followed as per the journal requirements in which you are trying to publish your paper. The proofreading checklist for specific contents will review the subsections of your research manuscript, starting with the title, to make sure that your title reflects the whole content of your paper, it represents your content, and it is not just consisting of nouns, but it is adequately separated by use of prepositions to make it clear. Second comes the abstract. Proofreading checklist will help you to make sure that you have used appropriate number of keywords to increase your citation. You have adhered to the word count as per the journal guidelines for your publication purpose. To make sure that you are following the structured or the unstructured format, it depends according to the journal guidelines you have been notified. And removal of any repetition and redundancy. The introduction will check for the fact that you have used shorter paragraphs, not lengthy ones. It covers adequately the background information and is concise, and also it reflects the whole roadmap for carrying out your thesis or the research paper. The review literature section will check for various perspectives covered. You should always mention the literature which not only support your findings but the ones which may not support your finding but they are relevant to your field. And they have been reported not in a technical way but in a story or a logical order of reporting. The research methodology will check for the fact that you have given and supported relevant justification for your choice and selection of the methods for data collection or for carrying out your research. Also, you have mentioned any shortcomings or limitations related to your choice of methods. The next specific contents for proofreading checklist will help you to identify errors in your results section, that you have mentioned your results and represented in form of figures and tables. You have used impersonal tone by eliminating too much reference of first person, that is I, and you are adequately maintaining the formal tone by using the terms we. The discussion will check for any unique contribution that you have mentioned and it is not repetitive as in results. You have used active form of voice, and maximum paragraphs it can have is up to 5 to maintain brevity. You should always check that your conclusion should not be repetitive as discussion or results or your abstract. So don't go for mentioning the background information, rather use new section heads, that is future implications for your research, any recommendations for the researchers in your field or for key policy makers or community at large. Under limitation section, please check that you have maintained and mentioned the limitations in a very positive way, and you can neutralize the negativity for limitations by using passive voice or removing the words like limitation, unfortunately, and also you are using impersonal tone or passive voice for mentioning your limitations. It is always recommended to check your references under specific contents for the second round of review to check that all the references have been alphabetically arranged and there is no scope of plagiarism, and you have mentioned the quotations and the names of the in-source or in-text references, and you have matched the final citation in your paper with the citation in the bibliography section, which is always at the last or towards the final stages of your completion of the paper. I believe that you find today's video content helpful and informative. For any assistance on proofreading services, please contact me, Dr. Smriti Ahuja, at the mentioned email ID. For more valuable content of research in future, please like and subscribe to YouTube channel Learning with Chandan. Please share your feedback and post comments on YouTube channel Learning with Chandan. Thank you.